Good morning. Breaking news right now. I'm Bram Resnick with the latest coronavirus update for Arizona. The State Department of Health Services releasing new numbers just minutes ago. DHS reporting that 8 people have died and there are now 665 confirmed cases here in Arizona. Those numbers are up from yesterday. There were 8 deaths and 501 cases. 508 confirmed cases yesterday. And here in Maricopa County, the largest county in the state, there are 399 confirmed cases, up from 299 yesterday. 78 people have been hospitalized. 30 are in the ICU. I just want to pause here and remind folks that yesterday, the state's top public health official raised the risk for Arizona to widespread. Assume there are coronavirus cases in your community. These numbers bear that out. The United States has more reported cases of coronavirus than any country in the world, surpassing even China and Italy. Globally, more than 500,000 people have been infected with the virus. Right now, more than 86,000 confirmed cases are in the U.S., about 4,000 more than China, 5,000 more than Italy. New York City remains the pandemic epicenter here in the U.S., with more than 39,000 cases.